anti-hunting groups have created a petition to ban all interstate transport of wildlife, and this could significantly impact, if not make, out-of-state hunting illegal here in the US. So let's get into the video. The US Sportsmen's Alliance has raised concerns about a potential dramatic change. This is due to a petition filed by two environmental groups, namely the Center of Biological Diversity and the Natural Resource Defense Council. Both are seeking to impose a ban of interstate transport of wild mammals and birds. The ban would apply to all parts of the animal, including meat, hides, antlers, and even if that animal had been checked for CWD or anything else, it still would be illegal to transport that animal over state lines. If this ban was implemented, it would mean that hunters participating in their traditional elk hunt, bird hunt with family and friends could no longer bring home a cooler full of venison or meat, and additionally would not be able to bring home any mounts or animals that they successfully harvested in that state, meaning they would never get to take those trophies home to mount on their wall. The anti-hunting groups are trying to leverage the fear of COVID-19 to push this agenda as well as this petition by saying pandemics caused by infectious diseases that jump from animals to people are entirely preventable. AKA, we should not allow out-of-state hunting where hunters can bring back either hides, antlers, or meat from one state to another. However, the US Sportsmen's Alliance sees this purely as an attempt to curtail hunting activities. The Sportsmen's Alliance points out that this ban would significantly diminish the incentives for out-of-state hunters. It would impact the amount of license sales per state, revenue generation, Pittman-Robertson funding, the conservation of wild lands, and the wildlife population that these environmental groups claim to want to protect. Interestingly enough, this petition acknowledges this issue of revenue and says that it has an idea that instead that the funding should come from both foreign countries and the United States to replace the lost revenue and markets. It even suggests using US conservation funding, largely contributed by hunters, to transition people into other countries to new markets and support overseas conservation efforts. Unlike state or federal legislation, which typically undergoes debate and voting process, this petition directly calls for the Secretary of Interior and the head of the US Fish and Wildlife Service to utilize their authority under the Lacey Act, Endangered Species Act, and Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species to advance the petition without hearing any debate or voting on it whatsoever. The response from the Department of Interior has been unclear at this time. However, the US Sportsman Alliance strongly opposes this petition, claiming that it poses a massive threat to the North American model of wildlife conservation, which has successfully restored many wild game species into native areas, even when they were on the brink of extinction. Personally, my view on this is that this is an absolutely ridiculous petition. It has no merit in conservation and no thought of actually helping real wildlife. This is purely made to hurt hunters and try to help stop hunting altogether. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, shoot straight and knock something down.